Okay, my topic is about sugar consumption. What do you know about sugar or sugars?
What do we know?
Yeah.
Well, I think that sugar is in nature. What has been in nature? I mean, it's a carbohydrate,
Yeah.
which come with the plants mostly, and it comes with it's a fount of energy for the living creatures, and it's tasty.
Okay. Go ahead.
But I think sugar is an essential part of the food. I mean, you can use sugar to make easy to drink something, maybe, or to make tasty some food.
But are there different kinds of sugars or only one type of sugar?
Well, I know that there is some different, the synthetic sugar, the natural sugar. I mean the one that made from cane.
Sugar cane?
Yeah, sugar cane. And the natural sugar that came from fruits, especially from some kind of fruits.
I think that there's this raw sugar, industrialized sugar, maybe, I don't know how to say it, and synthetic or substitute of sugar. Well,
Okay.
I'm talking about consumption, I mean.
Yeah. But the problem is with. Or are there any problem with
Yes,
sugar
yes,
consumption?
yes.
Yeah.
It's evident that in Mexico we have a diabetes disease, epidemic disease. I mean, it's obvious, yes.
But these problems are related with natural sugars or with synthetic sugars, or with what?
I think it's related to the way we consume carbohydrates. I mean, including sugar.
But what are the ways we consume sugars?
In different ways. For example, I think Mexico and some other countries has an excessive consumption of soda that has a lot of sugar.
What is the normal or standard amount of sugar consumption in Mexico? Do you know?
For everybody, what would be the ideal?
Could be for person in a year or for daily diet.
Well, I don't have the data, but I think that I have this idea that it's higher than the normal rate in other countries, and it's related what Alex said about the soda consumption, because I think we're the first or the second country, the top of consumption of soda consumption.
And are there any reasons that explain why in Mexico is higher the sugar consumption?
Yes.
Do you think are there any reasons?
Yes.
What kind of reasons?
Maybe we consume a lot of soda above the average because the communication media, social, it's like when they keep these commercials saying if you drink a lot, you're going to be happy, or
Marketing,
like
marketing.
right? Marketing, yeah.
Do you think somebody needs to regulate advertisement?
It's regulated.
Commercial is regulated?
Yes.
And what is the problem?
I think it's also a cultural issue. We're not used to have another kind of drinks or being okay. It's not only soda. I mean, it's related also to industrialized bakery and chips and all that industrialized trash consumption. I mean, I don't know how to say that, but I think it's a cultural issue that has been changed with the marketing, because I don't think that ancient people or even our grandfathers eat like we ate like we eat today. So it's easier, it's cheaper, it's related to tastiness, it's related to easiness. So it's a medical problem, but also it's a cultural issue. So it's a plurifactorial situation that has to be managed, and it's in a big city. It's easier to get a soda than to fix natural water. I mean,
Yeah. And what we need to do in order to change these cultural habits?
Besides the regulation and all this stuff, maybe try to be more conscious about that we need to eat natural food, like fruits, vegetables, this kind of healthy food, because sometimes marketing is trying to play with us, because they say this is food and this is free of sugar, but maybe it's not true, because they are using artificial sugars, yeah. And so maybe we can try to change our habits.
But what kind of actions we need to do in order to make this consciousness about sugar?
well, I think that the administration is taking seriously this situation, because the endemic problem comes with an expensive social security system. I mean, so maybe you have seen these Ponte al Cien campaigns and to try to do some exercise, to eat right. But the first thing that I think we have to do is to know what we are eating, to take conscience about what we are eating. It comes with a culture of maybe counting calories, maybe identifying which is the best food to eat, and to have this consciousness about what we are receiving, what we are giving to our body, and the effect that it has on our system, biological, or I don't know if it's biorhythm, or maybe the way we burn calories.
Do you think that some social structures like family or schools could do something
Yes.
about
Especially families.
families?
Yes. Because, for example, if you have a child, 2 or 3, maybe I don't know how many childs are there in a family, Mexican normal family? 3, maybe? I don't know. But if you have them at school, for a mother, it's easier to give them a Twinkie Wonder or a Pinguino rather than to elaborate maybe a healthy sandwich or a salad, something like that. So it's easier. So it's, yes, I'm sure that it comes with a family situation rather than only a governmental issue.
How do you feel, Ramon, about the discussion, where the discussion went, and your objectives, like what you wanted to get out of the discussion? How do you feel about how it went?
I feel well because my idea is go to the healthy effects of sugar consumption, and the opinions were related with this objective. At some moments I wanted to give some elements in order to guide the discussion, but the rules are take their arguments or the ideas in order to reformulate the next question.
Do you think that they came and or that they discussed what you wanted them to discuss?
Yeah, in general, I think is the good point. Maybe not so technical, but I think is because the topic we can discuss from chemistry point of view, from physiological point of view, from commercial point of view, from legal point of view, from cultural point of view. And I think for my audience is normal that some cultural, legal, a little bit of technical ideas, because at the beginning they know that is an ingredient of foods for life, and that's very important because sugars are, for example, glucose is a single sugar that we consume with starch or with even with saccharose, that is the sucrose, that is the commercial sugar we metabolize in our body, takes the glucose. And the glucose is not bad. Normally we think that it's bad because when we have high levels in blood, it's an alarm. But glucose is the most important ingredient in every cell and for every life being. But the problem is that we need a regulated system. There are a lot of details of metabolic in order to enhance the discussion subject, but we can take the subject from a different levels.
You mentioned that you could have taken it a lot of different directions, a lot of different perspectives. Did you have certain perspectives in mind, or were you going to leave it open to see where the discussion led?
I tried to rest open because in this technique, I think we need to adapt to the opinions or the ideas or the answers of the public or it depends on the answer that we could continue go ahead or change the direction.
All right.
Maybe if I talk with another public, we can go in a very different direction.
All right, so I recorded these sessions, and I think it might be helpful to go back and listen to this short recording and see, because you mentioned a lot of different perspectives that could have taken, this discussion regarding the topic sugar. I'd like for you to go back and listen where the audience, the participants, took the topic in one direction, and or where you, in your questioning, directed the topic of sugar to one or some of these perspectives. Okay, just kind of as an exercise. When we go back and listen to our recordings, see where the audience took the topic by themselves, just as a natural emergent phenomenon of the discussion to a certain perspective, and or where you took it, where you were kind of guiding them to maybe one perspective or going deeper into one, so that you can kind of recognize that difference in your own practice of the Socratic Seminar. Because I think we can gain some insight as we become more aware of, when we allow it to happen, to emerge, and or when we actually guide it, right? So, okay. Any other comments, questions, or suggestions regarding the Socratic Seminar? Ramon?
Well, in my opinion, was a good exercise and to guide the experience very good.
I think the questions that you formulated were well directed. As a suggestion, maybe you could, if you want to redirect the situation, maybe to give some synthesis of what's happening. So you said right now this, so what about that? I mean, you want to redirect, to like making a statement about what's been said, something like that. But it's the only suggestion.
Okay, good suggestion. All right, does that make sense? That kind of paraphrasing, setting up. I call it kind of setting up the question. And to set up the question, you could repeat what was said, and maybe say it in a different way, and then to frame the context of the next question, right? That's another way to do it. Okay, all right, great. Good job. Thank you, Ramon. Very nice. Okay, let me see this.
And your idea is very interesting because when you work with a large group, sometimes some of the members of the group don't understand or don't hear very well, or they are distracted. And when you retake the things that you said or maybe reformulating different, more technical vocabulary, the ideas, so that helps to enhance this and to involve the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.